Here's a question I get almost every week. Do I need a water filter or a water softener? It's one of the most confusing decisions homeowners face because the marketing for both makes them sound like they do the same thing. But here's the truth. They don't solve the same problem. A water softener does one specific thing. A water filter does a completely different specific thing. And if you install the wrong one or only one when you need both, you can spend anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 and still have bad water. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what each system does, what it doesn't do, and how to figure out which one your home actually needs. We'll cover the traditional water softener, the Halo system that we have over here, the Halo Ultimate, and then the Brita Pro 3-stage water filtration system. By the end of this, you'll be able to make an educated decision, not a hopeful one. So let's get into this. Two different problems. Before we talk products, we need to understand one thing, because this is where most homeowners go wrong. There are two completely different categories of water issues. Number one, hardness caused by calcium and magnesium dissolved in your water. You see it as white, chalky buildup on your faucets, your shower heads, your dishes, and inside your appliances. Number two, contamination. Chemicals like chlorine and chloramines added by the city, taste and odor problems, things that affect water quality throughout your home. A water softener only addresses hardness. A whole house water filter only addresses contamination. Those are two different tools for two different problems. If you have both, and many homes do, you may need both systems. Most of the confusion comes from trying to use one system to solve two completely different problems. The traditional water softener has one job: remove calcium and magnesium, the minerals that cause hard water. It does this through a process called ion exchange. Hard water flows through a resin tank. The calcium and magnesium ions swap places with sodium ions. The hard minerals stay in the tank. Soft water moves throughout your home. Now here's the part people forget. Periodically, that resin tank fills up with captured minerals. It needs to be flushed out. That's done with a salt brine solution. That's why you have a salt tank next to the softener. That's why you're regularly adding bags of salt. That regeneration cycle flushes the minerals down the drain and recharges the resin so it can keep working. So what is a softener great for? Eliminating scale, buildup on fixtures and appliances, protecting your water heater, dishwasher, and plumbing, making soap and detergent work better, extending the life of your appliances, severe hardness, especially on well water. Now, what does a softener not do? It does not remove chlorine or chloramines or any of the chemicals out of the water. It does not improve taste or smell. It does not remove the heavy metals and the things in your water like the pharmaceuticals and the plastic. It does not make your water safer to drink. A softener will protect your appliances and plumbing. But if your water tastes like a swimming pool after you install one, that's because a softener was never designed to fix that problem. Whole house water filtration is a completely different category. It's designed to address contamination, not hardness. Most whole house filters use activated carbon. Activated carbon has an enormous surface area, and it works by absorbing contaminants as water passes through it. The chemicals bond to the carbon and get removed from the water. What is a whole house filter great for? Removing chlorine and chloramines at every tap in your home, eliminating taste and odor issues, protecting your skin and hair from chemicals in the shower, reducing VOCs and organic contaminants. No salt is required, and they're typically low maintenance and have a low operating cost for the whole house water filtration system. And this system here by Brita Pro is a 3-stage system, and you can change the type of filter in each stage based on the specific issues that you have in your water. So it's really important that you get your water tested so that we know what we need to remove. This setup might change based on the exact contaminants in your water. If you don't have really hard water and you have city water, I might start with a anti-scale filter. I might then move to a activated carbon filter to remove the chlorine and the chloramines. And then I might move to a PFAS filter, which removes those forever chemicals from the water. And that is a really important step, is to put it on the 3rd stage if you are going to get that filter in there. What does a whole house water filter not do? Now, it does not remove an enormous amount of calcium or magnesium. So if you do have hard water, this anti-scale filter will clog very quickly. So you're going to need something like a softener or a water conditioner, which we'll talk about in a little bit. It will not stop scale buildup if you have a lot of calcium magnesium. It will not fix high iron by itself. If you have a well system in your home, you're going to need a water softener. And you may potentially need an aerator if you have sulfur in your water. And they even have a special resin if you have iron in the water for well systems. So well systems typically have to have a water softener in your home because you don't have all the chemicals that the city added in the water. You're more focused on softening the water because it's coming right out of the well, getting rid of the iron, getting rid of the sulfur smell if you have it, and then also making sure you're sanitizing that water because there could be bacteria organisms inside of that water. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have a UV light that actually kills those microorganisms, or you might want a chlorinator. But again, if you put a chlorinator in your well system, you'll have to remove that chlorine with a water filtration system after it. So I recommend a UV system if you have well water. How often do you need to replace the filters in a 3-stage system like this? Typically, I see the need to replace these filters at 1 year. It's all based on use, but most of the time these filters can be replaced once a year. I also recommend to add a pre-sediment filter before this 3-stage, which would then make it a 4-stage, which may even make these filters last longer. So we see this all the time. Someone installs a whole house water filter expecting soft water. That's not what it's designed to do. If you still see scale after installing a filter, that's because scale is a hardness problem, not a contamination problem. The Halo system here, this is the Halo Ultimate, is a 3-stage system that tries to address both categories, hardness and filtration in one unit without using salt. Stage 1 is a sediment pre-filter. It catches dirt, rust, and particulates first. Stage 2 is the conditioning media. Instead of removing calcium and magnesium like a traditional softener, it transforms them into microscopic crystals that can't stick to surfaces. No salt, no backwashing, no wastewater. Stage 3 is activated carbon, which removes chlorine, chloramines, and helps with taste and odor. The Halo is a great middle ground for city water homeowners if you want to tackle scale and chlorine without the hassle of salt. But there are some important limitations. It does not remove calcium and magnesium. It conditions them. Your water won't have the slippery, silky feeling of traditional softened water. And for severe hardness, especially well water, a traditional softener is stronger. So most people know Brita from the pitcher in their fridge. The Brita Pro is a completely different animal. This is a professional grade whole house water filtration system. Stage 1 is typically a sediment filter that goes in here, or anti-scale. It removes rust, sand, silt, and visible particles. Stage 2 is typically a high density activated carbon block. This is the workhorse stage. It removes chlorine, chloramines, VOCs, and organic contaminants. Stage 3 is typically a post or polishing filter, a final pass to deliver clean water to every tap in your home. The Brita Pro is excellent for city water homes, where the main concern is chlorine, taste, and chemical exposure. But like all whole house filters, it does not treat hardness. Calcium and magnesium pass right through unchanged. If you have hard water on top of chlorine issues, pair the Brita Pro with a softener or use a conditioner to cover both bases. So I have all 3 systems here side by side. We have our traditional softener that removes hardness, requires salt, and there's no filtration that's happening with this. It's best for severe hard water, especially well water. We then have our Halo Ultimate, and this is a 3-stage system that conditions the hardness, filters the chlorine, and is salt free. This system is great for city water with moderate hardness and chlorine concerns. And then we have the Brita Pro 3-stage system. So this system is pure filtration. It's excellent for chlorine removal, and it's really excellent for chlorine and chemical removal. And you can pair these filters with exactly what you have in your water. So if we have a lot of PFAs in our water in Florida, then we can pair it with a PFA filter to remove that. If we have a lot of chlorine in our water, we can pair it with a KDF activated carbon filter. If we have a little bit of sediment in the filter, we can pair it with a sediment filter to help these filters last longer. But it's not designed for specifically taking care of hard water. Now, what you can do is if you have a lot of contaminants in your water, you can use one of these Brita 3-stage whole house filtration systems. And if you have hard water as well, you can pair it with a water softener. And remember, reverse osmosis is for drinking water only. It's a point of use system, not a replacement for whole house water treatment. Now, they do make whole house reverse osmosis systems, but they are very expensive and they don't make any sense financially for homeowners. Now, here's the 4-step framework I walk every homeowner through. Step 1, are you on city water or well water. City water is treated with chlorine. Filtration is almost always worth considering. Well water is untreated and can have a much wider range of problems. Well water requires testing before you make any decision. Step 2. Do you see white chalky buildup on your fixtures? That's hardness. You need a softener or conditioner, which is your solution. Check your water heater too. Popping or cracking sounds often mean scale buildup inside the tank. Step 3. Does your water smell like chlorine or is the taste off? That's a contamination problem. A whole house carbon filter will address that at every tap. Step 4. Have you actually tested your water? This is a step most people skip. It's the most important one. Without a water test, you're guessing. A water test tells you exactly what you're dealing with. The right solution starts with the right information. So here's the decision tree. If you have hard water only, go with a softener or a halo conditioner. Chlorine or taste issue only, go with a 3-stage like this Brita Pro or a carbon filter like this Halo. If you have both problems, you can go with a combination system of a water softener and a 3-stage, or one of the combinations of a water conditioner like this one here. And if you're not sure, just go ahead and get a free water quality test first to at least know what is in your water so you can make an educated decision. The mistake most homeowners make isn't buying the wrong equipment. It's making a decision before they understand what's actually in their water. Here's where I'll leave you. A water softener is a hardness tool. A whole house filter is a contamination tool. Some homes need one, some homes need both. And the only way to know for sure is to test the water. If you're in our area and want to know what's in your water before spending $1 on equipment, we can test it and walk you through your options. No pressure, no pitch, just information. Book a call using the link in the description below. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more no-nonsense guides on home water treatment, and I'll see you in the next one.